cheek chalk, cheek chalk, cheek chalk. You gotta get your vocals warmed up and your facial expressions. La 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 la. Welcome to Keeping It Real, a state.
Gotta slap the sync the audios.
Are they synced?
They're synced,
You have
dude.
no idea.
That's how you do it.
I know, but you don't know for
saw it.
sure. You don't know with 100% certainty that they're synced. I don't know where to look. There's too many cameras.
Only at this camera.
Only at that
Oh,
camera.
I don't care.
By Tim Vanderville Jr., Legacy Realty Group. So back in 1987, it was January. It was a cold, brisk day. My father and my mother made passionate love. And 9 months later, I was born. And they named me Timothy Scott Vanderville Jr. for emphasis on the junior. It's a tough word. Here's the thing. I did construction out of high school. I was a blue collar, never wanted to go to college, didn't want to do any of that stuff. School was boring. Made a great living, was a union worker, went and built an asphalt plant with my boy R.A. Cordish. Shout out to Asphalt Contractors, Inc. in Union Grove, Wisconsin. I did that for a long time. I ended up building an asphalt plant, and about halfway through the process, I fell off a building. I injured myself. I can no longer straighten my arm, my left arm, any more than this, which, by the way, is a new tattoo. We'll talk about that later. But here's the thing. Fell off a building, broke my face, messed my hip up, bulging discs in my neck, completely shattered my arm, had to have 4 surgeries. Didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Couldn't do construction anymore. Couldn't lift, couldn't do a lot of the things that I needed to. I had somebody recruiting me into real estate for a little while, and the idea of giving up my union benefits and union job and the blue-collar life that I built for myself to take a risk on selling real estate and not knowing if I was going to make money didn't appeal to me at all, so I didn't want to do that. But once I got hurt, the risk was kind of, hey, it's now or never. I mean, you got to leap a little bit. So I did it. First year, right out of the gate, sold over 35 deals, made over $150,000, $5.5, $6 million worth of real estate I sold, and never looked back. Just kind of exploded from there after a few years in the business and getting experience and going through that process. I opened up my own brokerage. We're, I believe, 4 years in business now at Legacy Realty Group. We're the #1 real estate company in Waterford. We're growing every year, and we're consistently the top company in the area for our boutique size. So I'm super excited for that. We got a great team in place, and this is my podcast, so welcome. All right, tattoo story time. Here's the thing. I had a crappy tattoo when I was like 20 years old. It was a stupid little bull. We're going to throw a picture up for you so you can see it. Didn't like it, but I just was whatever. I was at a house party. This dude was there. He's like, hey, I'm giving tattoos. So we were all like, yeah, let's get fucking tattoos. And we were drinking and being stupid. And I found a picture on the internet. I printed it off. He did it. We were drinking. He was a little high. The lines were crappy. The smoke was terrible. It was just trash. Like I left it on my arm for a long time. I was like, I don't know what to do with this thing. Got a second tattoo on my arm. That's a to infinity sign. My wife has a matching and beyond with an infinity symbol on it as well. We're cheesy like that. I know. Don't fucking laugh too hard at me. Finally, I long story short, gained a bunch of weight. As I started losing weight, I told myself that when I got closer to my goal weight, I was going to go get more tattoos. I'm closer to my goal weight, at least close enough. I got impatient. I went and had my bull tattoo covered up. We'll show you the new bull and what that looks like. Super excited for that. And now I've started my sleeve. It's going to be amazing. Just had my first session yesterday. Probably can't see a ton of it now. But I got 2 or 3 more sessions in the next month and a half, and I'm really pumped. When this thing gets finished up, we will do an exclusive podcast only on my tattoo, and we will cover that in detail because I know you guys are looking forward to that. Listen, if you don't take risk every now and then with drunk guys at tattoo parties at houses, you're not living life, bro. So the awesome thing about my tattoos is when I'm doing my push-ups and I'm working out, I look legit. So here's the thing. 2,200 push-ups for the month of July. My boy Matt Allen, he owns Spanky's Bar and Grill locally here in Waterford. Oh, his pizza is to die for. Anyway, doesn't matter, push-ups. We have a challenge. It's not our challenge, we didn't create it, but we want to bring awareness to veterans' suicide. 22 veterans, I believe it's per day, commit suicides in the United States. We want to bring awareness to that. It's terrible. Veterans, to me, are the most important thing for our country. They support us in times of need. They protect us in times of need. I come from a military background for my family. My dad was in the Air Force. Appreciate the military more than ever. Veteran suicide awareness. 2,200 push-ups for the whole month of July. So every day we're doing about 72 push-ups. I usually pound mine out in about 4 or 5 minutes. A couple of the other guys spread them throughout the day. Super exciting. I'm gonna drop down and do some push-ups right now.
I ain't no bitch. I don't know how many I'm at. I'm a little bit of a bitch. I'm 10% bitch. All right, I'm 30% bitch. Stop. Jesus Christ. I may be 50% bitch at the end of the day. How many have I done?
Okay, so I've done more than 72. Veteran suicide awareness. There's still time to join. You may have to do 100 and some push-ups a day, but don't be 50% bitch like me. Just join. The good thing about the push-up challenge is it ties right into the continuation of my weight loss journey. I've lost over 60 pounds. I was down to 70 pounds lost, but I gained a little bit over the last month. But the journey continues. Every so often we have a weight loss competition amongst the boys. You're gonna eventually meet them. We're gonna throw up some pictures. My boy Jack Rooney, he's my stepbrother. That's how we're doing it. That's how we're introducing ourselves.
We're doing that. Don't ever
Yeah, we're gonna do stepbrother stuff,
don't
bro.
ever play me again.
We're doing stepbrother stuff. All right.
Whole life.
My boy Jack Rooney, my brother. My boy Jordan Carwick, he is a business owner and a friend of mine. My boy Matt Allen, we already mentioned him with the push-ups, Spanky's Bar and Grill here in Waterford. Great guy. These guys are part of a weight loss challenge with me. Every Friday we weigh in. There's some monetary value. We're gonna dive into that a little bit next time, so stay tuned for that. I'm a 21 or 22-year-old construction worker. Got my CDL, working at this concrete job. My first union job, was pumped. Drove about 40 minutes every day to get to the shop where we start our day and our trucks were parked and the equipment and everything. At that point, I had worked some construction jobs, but they were just a little bit different. I used to spray grass for True Green Chemlon, and did some basement repair work for these companies. But this was like my first major road construction, concrete, driving big equipment, that kind of thing. I'd get to the shop every day, and for me, when I did construction, my alarm would go off, I'd roll out of bed, I'd go to the bathroom, I'd brush my teeth, and I would just leave. Like, I didn't like wasting time back then. So I would just get out of the house and go. Well, when you drive 30, 40, 50 minutes, like every day, like clockwork, I had to poop. So every day I would get to the shop, and there was a porta potty, because we didn't have a toilet inside, and I would go in, and the toilet paper was always like loose in there. It was never in a holder, it was never on a thing, it was just kind of sitting there. So I'd go in every day and I would sit on the toilet to do my business. And I don't know why, no one ever taught me what this thing was. I had no idea what it was, but there was always this thing to the side when you're sitting on the toilet. I thought it was a sink. So every day I would go in there and I would sit on the toilet and I'd be doing my business and I would put the loose roll of toilet paper when I was done in the sink because I'm like, oh, it's gross to have it sitting right here. People might pee on it, it might fall into the toilet, whatever. A couple days went by and I was doing this. And this guy, I had just finished, went inside, and a guy followed me into the porta potty after me. And he comes out and he slams the fucking door. Who the fuck keeps putting the toilet paper in the urinal, in the porta potty? And he's yelling. I was so embarrassed. I put my head down, didn't say nothing, never used the porta potty again. And that is how I learned what a urinal and a porta potty is. So as I mentioned before, the name of the podcast is Keeping It Real Estate. So we're going to talk a little bit about real estate stuff too, right? That's the whole bread and butter here. Some of the questions that I get repeatedly that sometimes get a little frustrating when it comes to real estate is, hey, are you a realtor? No, I'm not a realtor. I'm a realtor. There's no I, there's no A in between. Like, say the word right, bro. Second of all, the market is hot. Don't ask me every day. It's 2022. You read the newspaper. You're on Facebook. You know the market's crazy. You don't have to ask me because I'm an expert. Like, we know the same thing. We're reading the same stuff. It's a crazy market. You want to sell your house? Maybe? I'm your guy. You want to buy a house? I'm your guy. But I'm not your guy to answer if the real estate market is hot. You read the newspaper. Go to don't go to go to that's where we're at. So sometimes people will ask, Tim, we're going to list my house. How quick do you think it will be? Will I get 37 offers and $27,000 over ask? I don't know. Every house is different. Every scenario is different. Buyers are becoming more particular or picky. So yes, for instance, I just listed a house yesterday morning. We already have multiple offers. It's going to be a competitive scenario. It's likely to drive the price up in that scenario, right? Other times, I have houses that may sit a few days. I have another one, we've had about 30 showings. That property is a little bit different. We don't have offers. It's been about a week now. Every house is different. There's different reasons why it would sit. Maybe it needs a little bit of work. Maybe the layout's not perfect. Maybe the location's a little bit tougher. But generally speaking, if we market it right and we price it right, they're still selling relatively quick. Maybe not in the first 48 hours, but in the first 14 days or so, we should be able to get it back under contract. So every house is different. Don't just think, hey, I see the news on beep, and we go from there. But it is competitive. They're selling very fast still. So often I'm asked, what do you look for in a real estate agent, right? Like, what are some good qualities for a realtor that we should look for when we're hiring somebody to help us buy or sell a house? And to me, there's a couple of super important things. One is responsiveness. It's very important to have somebody who's consistently available and prompt when they respond to you, because there's nothing worse than waiting around forever or having somebody not be able to respond to you during the day and have to constantly wait at night, or they go on vacation all the time and they're just not around. That's tough. That can put you in a really tough spot as a client. Another one that is, to me, super important is finding the balance of someone who is experienced but yet not overly busy. We want real estate agents who are busy, and this is going to go against the grain a little bit. Like, you definitely want somebody who's busy. They know what they're doing. They're consistently a top producer, but you don't want somebody who is so busy and doesn't have a structure in place or a team in place that you kind of get lost in the shuffle, right? If you're handling 30, 40, 50 listings at a time, and they're all getting listed at the same time, and you have all these buyers, that's great for business and that's great for you, but there's no way that you can treat every client the same and give them the attention that they need. So you got to find that balance when you're looking for somebody. Who is a top agent, who is a top producer, but not go so far that they're doing so much business that you just kind of get neglected or you don't hear from them, because you want to constantly have that communication with them. Big mistakes in my career. I wouldn't say that this was necessarily a mistake, but this is probably one of the most important things that I learned, and I think it was my first year, maybe my second year in the business. Wire fraud is incredibly rampant in real estate. People hack into emails, switch bank account information from title companies, and people wire hundreds of thousands of dollars to bad people. When I first got into real estate, there was a scenario where we were buying a house cash. I had a cash buyer who was buying my listing, so I was working both sides of the transaction. He had cash, so he put his deposit down, and then we were a week from closing. He got the information to wire the remaining amount of money to the title company. That email got sent to me, and I forwarded the email to him. Somewhere along that line, somebody hacked into one of our emails, grabbed the document before it was received, replaced it with another document, and he ended up wiring his $127,000 or whatever it was to the wrong account. And the moment that it hit that account, it was supposed to immediately leave and bounce around a bunch of different accounts until it hit overseas where it couldn't be traced. The only thing that saved us in this scenario, and he eventually got his money back, is that the FBI was already watching the account that the first deposit went into, and when it hit, it immediately froze. So he was able to eventually retrieve his money. But the way wires are set up, like, when it leaves, it's gone. There is no retract button. There's not, oh, I accidentally messed up. Like, it's hit, it's gone. They bounce it around to multiple accounts. They send it overseas, and you never get it back. So he was fortunate. We avoided a huge disaster because all of us would have been dragged into that thing, and it would have been crazy. But that's probably the craziest thing I've ever happened. And one of the biggest learning curves for me was, don't forward stuff from title companies, right? You get that information, you make them send the information to the buyer, right? Or you go, hey, here's my buyer's information. Make sure you send your wire instructions to them or whatever information they need. Sometimes people would like to give us their social security numbers because there's certain documents with the title company that needs that. Nope, I don't need that. You can fill the rest of this document out and send it to me. I'll forward it, and then you can call the title company and give them your social security number. I don't want to have that in my possession. It's crazy. One thing that I don't know if real estate agents don't want you to know, but I don't think gets talked about maybe enough, is that commission is negotiable, right? So for a seller, when you hire a listing agent and we come in there, we have some flexibility and some negotiability there. There's not set standards, there's not requirements. Some companies may have their own internal requirements, right? Like, hey, when you list a house, this is what we list at as a company, this is just what we choose to do. For sure, that is a thing, but just know that there's not a law or a rule that says what you have to pay to sell your house. So use that, talk to different agencies, talk to reputable realtors, talk to reputable companies, and talk to them about the commission structure. Don't ever be afraid to ask, what is your commission? What are you charging? And are you negotiable? If they're not and you're okay with that, that's perfect. That's great. Pay whatever percentage that they're charging you and make sure that you're getting your value from that. But it is negotiable. It is something that should be talked about a little bit more, and you guys should be aware of it. I would say in today's market, the most important thing that a realtor can do for a seller client is to take professional photos, right? Like marketing is big, but the way marketing works right now with there just being this huge influx of buyers, it's very important in the way that we list things at Legacy Realty Group is when we get it on the MLS and it goes live, it has got to come out of the gate strong. We've got to have the pictures in place. We've got to have the content ready. So everything is hitting at once. So the property's viewed in the best light right out of the gate. Oftentimes you'll see people come, they'll put one photo of the front and no other pictures for 4, 5, 6 days. Or you'll have people coming in there just taking snapshots with their cell phones or just not doing a very good job. That's not great. In this market, 90+% of consumers, it's got to be close to 100, I don't know where else they'd be seeing them, are finding properties online. So if you're not showing the property online right out of the gate the best light, people are looking through whatever content you're putting out there and they're immediately discarding it and going to the next property. It's very critical that you give best photos, best content, best information right away so you can capture as many buyers as possible immediately. And then from there you push them all into the house, you show it, you do your thing, and then you sell it. Now for some fun. I'm super excited about this. We are going to start a game at the end of every podcast. It's called Guess the Price. Guess the price. My directors are going to give me 3 houses. I'm going to have to guess the price of each property. It's local to our area on what I think the sold price is. Not what it listed for, but what it sold for and closed for. Before I guess each price, I'm going to have to pick a punishment. So after each guess, I have a punishment that I have to do. If I don't get within 7% of the closed price, I failed and I got to do that punishment. If I get it right and I'm within 7% of that closed sale price, then I get to skip that punishment. So I'm excited. Let's get started. All right, first punishment. What is it going to be? Is it a tampon? Like, what the fuck is this? I get a tampon if I get this one right. I don't know what it is. What is this? It's like a stick? Are you going to beat me with it?
That's probably the worst punishment. That's a wax strip.
I'm going to get waxed.
Your eyebrow.
Not my eyebrow. Not waxing my eyebrow. A small strip of wax. We're going to do that on the podcast if I fail. This is a terrible image of waxing, by the way. You guys purposely did that. Ooh, this is a lot of pressure. In Milwaukee, 1,600 square foot, 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It looks like a duplex. Is it a duplex? I'm gonna say 235,000. It doesn't sound great for me. Doesn't sound great for me, guys.
It's sold for 135,000.
What year did it sell for that? That's bullshit. Ugh. Whoever sold that house, unless there was something goofy I don't know about, that was worth more than what you got for it. Okay?
This one is.
You guys are picking some bullshit ass houses. What did it sell for?
I kind of messed up.
What happened?
It's for sale for that.
Come on! You gave me a for sale house. Well, it doesn't matter. I was still way off. That's
Yeah,
there's got to be something going on with
I'll give
that.
it to you.
There's got to be something going on with that house. 100 and how much?
35.
35,000. Something's wrong with that house. It looked decent from the pictures. It's fine. I just have to have my butthole waxed. Like that. Oh, we're doing the waxing now. Oh, we're doing the waxing now. That's a thing that we're doing this second. Let's do the upper thigh. Oh, I feel like it's gonna hurt. It's fine.
In the direction of hair growth. What direction is that?
I don't know. Just rip it off. It's fine. You want me to stick it on so it's not weird for you? I respect females. You see how I
Put it
asked?
on there.
Fuck.
Okay,
Oh, God. This is not going to be fun. It's fine. It's fine. How long does it got to sit for?
It doesn't.
We-
You're good to go.
Rip it off, Jay. He's gonna go so hard
You have
too.
to go
He's
really fast.
he's not gonna mess around. Didn't feel great. Didn't feel great.
You can just slather some of this on.
What's this for?
Finishing away.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
It burns a little. Punishment number 2. Let's see what I get. This is worse. I don't know why you guys told me waxing was worse, but eating peppers is significantly worse. I don't like peppers. I don't like the flavor. I don't like hot things. It better not be a ghost pepper. Is it a fucking ghost pepper? Because I ain't doing it. I hate peppers so much. Just get the question right. I don't like this as much.
Just a bite, not a whole pepper.
It's in Lake Geneva. Fuck, it looks like a nice house. 2,600 square feet, 5 beds, 4 baths. Ooh, this is a tricky market out there. Okay, beautiful house, nice bathroom, nice living room. I'm gonna say 679,000. Damn it! Their faces don't look great.
It sold for $785,000.
Fuck, Lake Geneva. Is it on the water? Can I get my water, please?
All right, just bite the
I ain't
tip.
no bitch. No, I'm gonna bite the tip. Ah. I gotta. Ah! Oh. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Fine.
It's a jalapeno. It's not a ghost pepper.
It's so gross. It's so gross. It's so hot. I ain't no bitch. Give me one of those chocolate protein drinks. My tongue is on fire. My tongue is on fire currently. Ugh. Oh. My tongue hurts. It's not good. It's not good. They got the hottest pepper in the world. It wasn't just a regular one. It was one on fucking steroids. When does the burning stop?
He didn't get to the seeds.
When does the burning stop?
Last listing
I don't care.
is listed, not sold. So we're gonna give you 10% instead
Yeah,
of
you're
7.
within.
It's fine.
Why are you not supposed to touch your eyes, Tim?
It's not normal. It's not a normal jalapeno.
The sausage?
Okay.
Ooh,
It's not
it's
great.
spicy.
It's-
Okay, like
My whole mouth is on
there's a
fire.
kick to it, but not his
No,
reaction.
bro. I took a big bite. You took a little one. My mouth is on fire. On fire. This isn't working. Should I just take a bite of it? I like biting sausage. Take a bite if I'm dramatic.
Jordan, take a bite.
I'm gonna like cut off. I don't want something that.
My nose
I
is
don't know if I
starting to
can.
run.
I'm kind of nervous. I've never had a pepper before. I've had them in.
Want sausage first, Tim, or no?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna want sausage after this.
I feel like the gum made it worse.
If I throw up, I'm gonna throw up on you.
I feel like it's making it worse.
Oh my god!
Hot. It's so hot.
I'm trying to not get out of my tongue.
Why are you chewing like that?
It's out of my tongue.
Swallow it.
I'm going to. It make it work because it's not
It
saliva.
was worse.
That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Oh my god.
Like my,
Feeling better?
I don't know. Oh, dude. Last one. My punishment is I get a taco. It's a taco with extra cheese, it looks like to me. Oh, it's the tortilla. They get to slap me?
Yeah.
They get to slap me with a
I got the
tortilla?
smallest tortillas I could
I
find.
kind of want to eat one. Maybe it would help. 10% got it. McGuanago. So this is clearly a duplex. It's for sale. 3 beds, 2 baths. I'm assuming each side. $399.9. What? I didn't get this one right either? I'm a fucking terrible real estate agent.
For sale for $189,000.
There's not a house for sale in McGuanago for 100 and some thousand.
Pull it up.
Can I close my eyes so I don't fucking damage my retina?
Just like this way. Can you take the hat off?
Oh, okay.
All right. I feel bad.
It's fine.
Okay.
We need a new assistant. We're currently looking for a producer. He's gonna end up hitting me with his knuckles and fucking bruise me.
She almost took your head off. Look at the fucking tortilla.
Ah, my ear is ringing. That was a good one.
Eat your reward.
Right on the earlobe.
Should I pull up this?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you still. Podcast number 1, always the best. The burning is slowly subsiding, though. Of everything, my leg's fine. Oh, this is the easiest punishment. Bro, there's no way I would have bought this house. Come on, that's the only thing that has been on the market under 200,000 in Guanago in 50 years. Oh, you fucking found it somehow. Like, what the fuck? I hope you enjoyed podcast 1, because there's not going to be a fucking podcast 2. So enjoy the motherfucker while you can. That's how we roll. Stay tuned. We'll have another one. It was fun. We got to make some improvements. Going to make some adjustments. I hope you learned some stuff. I hope you had some fun. If you think of anything that you want to see included on the podcast, a specific topic, a specific house that you want us to guess the price of, or just anything that you want us to talk about, nothing is off limits. Nothing. Anything is on the table. So let us know.
We have some
That's not
finishing
too
oil
bad.
for you.
Jesus.
You want finishing oil? Here.